Hello everyone, welcome back to Brian's Mysteries and Adventures on Trail. I hope everyone is having a good weekend or whenever you might happen to watch this video. Today we are going to be talking about a couple of different cases, the first of which being a doctor who went missing in October of this year, 2024. She went out for a day hike with her two dogs in South Carolina. Then I'm going to be discussing a very recent case where two hikers got lost trying to summit Mount Whitney in California. At the very end of the video, I'll be talking about an update to part of a case that I was talking about earlier in March of this year. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. It's free. It really helps out the channel a lot on my efforts with research and helping search and rescue organizations. Your support and feedback means the world to me. I appreciate it so much. First, we're going to be going down to Pickens County, South Carolina, located here in the United States. If you look over there to the right, it's that little square red area in the northwestern part of South Carolina. On October 15th of this year, 2024, which was a Tuesday, Dr. Carol Berger Poe had gone out for a day hike. She is 67 years old. She was very familiar with the area. She loved to go out hiking with her two dogs. She was suffering from Parkinson's disease, but she was managing it and still loved to get out into the outdoors. Here is a picture of Dr. Carol Berger Poe. On this day, Tuesday, October 15th, she went out for this day hike in the horse pasture area. As you can see by this satellite map, there are a lot of different falls. There are a lot of different hiking trails in the area. It was unclear as to which one she was going to be taking. There are over a dozen trails in the area. Here are some pictures from those various trailhead markers. This horse pasture area of Pickens County is off of Highway 178. Let's take a look at some pictures of the various trailheads and the actual trails just to give you an idea of what it looks like and how dense it is. It's very rugged. Here's one of the trails. As you can see, this is getting into the fall season, but it's still very dense. A lot of thick brush. Her family realized that something was wrong when they didn't hear back from her later that day. They contacted the Anderson County Sheriff's Department and they got their search and rescue teams together and immediately went out and started looking on the various trails. Generally, this is a very good thing when the search and rescue gets started so quick after the person is first noted to be missing, which in this case was only a few hours. Unfortunately, though, due to damage by Hurricane Helene, various downed trees and blocked trails, plus the fact that there are over a dozen trails in this area, they did not know which one she was hiking on, so it was a lot of area to cover for the teams. They did have to suspend the search that first night because there was just too much blockage from downed trees as well as danger to the search and rescue personnel. They were able to get started early the next day. The teams found one of her dogs that was with her on this hike. They also found various dog treats and her car keys that Wednesday morning. These are various pictures from the search and rescue. They found those items and the dog in the area of the Foothills Trail. That's where they were focusing in on their search. The Anderson County Technical Rescue Unit assisted the Anderson County Sheriff's Office as well as the Oconee County Emergency Management teams. Even though they had found the treats in that one area, they still had to search all the various different trails over the next couple of days, Wednesday and Thursday. They didn't find any other clues. Then on Friday at around 3:45 p.m., not too far from where they found the keys and dog treats, sadly, they found Dr. Carol Berger Poe deceased down on an embankment. She was found inside this ravine in a very remote wooded area near Camp Hannon. I'm going to have a map up to show you. It looked like she had suffered a fall of around 50 feet. When they found Carol, her other dog was still sitting right by her side, alive and well, and watching over her. This is a picture of that dog. This is the area off of Highway 178 where the doctor and her dog were found that Friday afternoon. She was brought to the Pickens County Coroner's Office. They later determined that she had died from multiple blunt force injuries, that her death was ruled an accident. This was due to this fall that she had suffered that was almost 50 feet. Dr. Carol Berger-Poe was a highly respected doctor. She was a very caring, loving woman. She was a mother. She loved the outdoors and hiking. This is a tragedy, and who knows if anything could have been done to prevent it. It was probably a slip and fall type accident. I've been seeing a lot of these cases lately where people go out for a day hike and they don't come back, and it's just absolutely heartbreaking. One thing I would recommend for anyone is, no matter what type of hike, trekking poles are a great piece of gear. They are awesome for stability. They have saved my life several times, including one time when I actually had to use one to self-arrest when there was unexpected snow. My thoughts and prayers go out to Carol, the whole Poe family, everyone who knew and loved her, and everyone's lives that she touched. She was such a wonderful woman, and I'm so sorry for your loss. Now we are going to go out to the state of California and talk about Mount Whitney, which is the highest mountain in the continental United States. Standing at 14,505 feet, it is an awesome sight. It is also a wonderful hike, but it can be very dangerous too, especially when there's snow and ice on the ground. I have hiked it myself, but when I hiked it, it was the middle of summer. There was basically no snow on the mountain. This past Friday, 2 hikers were attempting to hike the mountain. They were fairly new to hiking in general. They had brought with them 150 pounds of gear plus 5 gallons of water. After a little over 2.5 miles, the couple had to stop. They built their camp on trail at about 3 a.m. They said that they were exhausted. One of them had blisters. They had headaches. They woke up to a ton of fresh new snow. All their gear and shoes were full of snow. They contacted the Inyo County Search and Rescue. In my personal opinion, Inyo County Search and Rescue are some of the best men and women in search and rescue in the entire country. They are a nonprofit 501c3 corporation working under and with the Inyo County Sheriff's Department. They are highly trained, all professional, all volunteers. They are very well organized. They mobilize very quickly. They are just absolutely amazing. They got their teams ready at 10 a.m. They reached the hikers by 1:40 p.m. Inyo County Search and Rescue is quoted in saying, once the pair of shoes had dried and they had rested in the sun, they were able to begin their hike back to the trailhead. They were accompanied by first responders and another hiker who helped carry some of their gear. The group reached the trailhead by 3:15 p.m. The Inyo County Search and Rescue team listed several things that went wrong even before they started this hike, which I'd like to share with you. Quote, the first being the hikers attempting Mount Whitney without prior experience, proper preparation, or essential items such as a map, weather forecast, and a bear canister. Weather forecasted for that weekend had predicted up to 2 feet of snow in the Sierra Nevada, as well as the U.S. Forest Service warns that fall conditions on the Mount Whitney Trail often include hazardous pockets of snow and ice that require hiking gear such as crampons and ice axes. Before attempting a summit like Mount Whitney, which is a 22-mile round-trip hike over very treacherous terrain, which also includes over 6,000 feet of elevation gain, please have experience. Go out, try and hike other areas in the Sierra Nevada, or train on mountains that are in your area. Also, the hikers brought an excessive amount of water instead of just using filtered water from the various streams and rivers. Inyo County Search and Rescue did say that the hikers did a good job by not splitting up, stopping when they got too tired, as well as bringing a 2-way communication device and hiking down to the trailhead with the rescuers after resting for a bit. One of these hikers reportedly told the responders that she has a mass in her brain that is sensitive to barometric pressure. If that's true, she really shouldn't have been on Mount Whitney to begin with, or at least spoken to her doctor first, because there's people that go out to hike Mount Whitney that don't have a mass in their brain and have sensitivity to the altitude. I want to be clear, I'm not picking on this pair of hikers. This year alone, 3 people died on trails near Mount Whitney. There have been others that have been stranded just like this couple. There have been rock climbers that have been stuck that had to contact the Inyo County Search and Rescue. Like the members of Oconee County Search and Rescue, I'm simply trying to educate people and prevent situations like this. Oconee County Search and Rescue was quoted in saying, and I completely agree, couldn't have said it better myself, is Mount Whitney is a serious undertaking that requires research, training, proper gear, and experience. Hikers must have the humility and self-awareness to turn around when weather, personal fitness, or other factors make summiting a bad idea. If any of you ever have any questions about training or gear, you can always email me. I can always put you in touch with somebody in your area. I can help you as much as I can with ideas, ways of training, that kind of thing. I just want to be clear that this is in no way meant to preach or fearmonger, just spreading information and hopefully educating and helping to prevent future disappearances and tragedies. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all your support, your comments, your feedback. You guys know I love hearing from you, so definitely leave me a comment. Special thank you to co.ag for providing the background music. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Hey everyone, thanks for sticking with me to the end. I know in the beginning I mentioned I was going to do an update to a case I had talked about in March. I don't have all the information that I thought I was going to have, but I wanted to get this video out, so I'll have that in the next video. If you'd like to be entered into the Advent calendar giveaway, all you need to do is leave me a comment with some feedback on this video or any other video or a case suggestion. Let me know you want to be entered. Alright everybody, I really appreciate all your support, your feedback. Have a great weekend. See you in the next one.